Hello, Sagittarius. This is AD with kayxztarot, and I am going to be doing your March 2020 reading, guys. So thank you so much for tuning back in, and thank you so much for your patience, all right? Please do not forget to check out that description box below on information on how to book a personal reading with me. Follow me on Instagram, if you will. I do pick a cards. I do, like, general readings there. They're real quick, real fun, you know what I'm saying? You get to see me post memes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So if that interests you, please join me over there. And yeah, thank you for your continued support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. And like, yeah, I'm sorry if my eye level is a little off, so just, you know, bear with me. All right, let's get into it. So what do we have going on for our Sagittarius for March 2020? What energies do we have present? Okay. So right off the rip, I'm getting that there's a lot of up and down. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And Sagittarius, you're immutable energy. So decisions can be hard. You know, you desire freedom. You don't want to be bound by anything. So with the Two of Pentacles coming up, right, with the Two of Pentacles coming up, first things first, you know, what is it that you actually want? You're weighing the pros and cons of certain situations, all right? And it's interesting here because we have paired with the Two of Cups and the Strength card. So some of you, I'm getting, are connecting with a Leo, and you don't know if you actually want this connection. You're like, I like them, they're cool, but like, do I really want to start giving up my freedom? Is this really what I think I want? You know, am I just in it? And so I'm imagining that some of you are going back and forth with this Two of Cups here. It does seem to deal with some sort of connection relationship. But let's get some more tea. All right, Five of Swords. So there could have been some sense of miscommunication, Sagittarius, and especially with Mercury being in retrograde, right? I feel like there was some sort of misunderstanding or deception. Some of you guys could have been connecting with a Virgo or an Aries. All right. Some of you guys could have been connecting with a Virgo or an Aries of some sort, but I'm just getting that there was some sort of miscommunication, some misunderstanding that caused some friction. But now March is going to be the time, the rest of March is going to be the time to heal that. But it has to deal with, right, being single. I just got a really specific message. Sagittarius, I feel like there was somebody that you were involved with who really cared for you and you liked them. I'm imagining that they might be some earth fire mix, so they're really grounded, but they're still a lot of fun. They're quite edgy. They're probably a lot different than who you thought they were when you first met them. You probably thought they were so boring, or vice versa. You thought that they were really adventurous, and then you find out that they're like a homebody, or you know, you thought that they were so boring, and then you find out they're really adventurous. So take it as it resonates. But overall, I'm just getting this energy of, I feel like they might have claimed you or thought that you were headed towards a more significant relationship, and you were just like, hold on, I never said that, I never agreed to it, and it caused some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication. So you might have had some falling out with this person, or, you know, if you were on the other end of it, you thought that something was more serious than it was, and so there was a little deception. But I'm really imagining here that somebody was just like, you never told me that we were actually together. And so you might have stepped out of the relationship. You might have gone and flirted with somebody else or posted on Instagram. And the other person was just like, what? I thought that we were doing well. And you're like, what? I thought that we were just kicking it. So I can't imagine that sort of miscommunication. But the thing about it is, I don't feel like it was dire. Like, I don't know if it was cheating or whatever. I feel like you were just hanging out with another person. I don't know if it crossed that line to make it a real issue, but I do sense that there was a misunderstanding here with the Five of Swords. But with the stars, it gives me hope that that wasn't like the end of the road. And we come home to the end of the road. I don't know why I heard that, but still I can't let go. So some of you might be going through a breakup. But if you are going through a breakup, I feel like this is something that you wanted because you felt like this, again, relationship really constricted your freedom. And so this is something that you're not excited about, but you're more excited to be in a different situation, different set of circumstances than you were before. All right. Especially with the Fool card. So there's just there's a need here for a new adventure, right? So we got the Fool card, the Knight of Swords, right? Some of you guys are connecting with the freaking Virgo, the Hermit card, Page of Cups, Nine of Cups. Wow, like this. Wheel of Fortune. Love this. Love this. The World card. Okay, Sag. Six of Pentacles. The Lovers. Hold on. The King of Cups. Wow. The Devil. The Hanged Man. The Queen of Swords and the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to get out. Whew. All right. That was a lot of info. Let me take this in. Let me take this in. All right. You're going to be receiving some sort of message of somebody that you've been in isolation with. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure what caused the isolation. It might have been stagnancy. And for others of you, this person went into hermit mode because if they were going back and forth between... how do I word this? I don't necessarily feel like this is one of those third-party situations, but there's just a lot of people involved just because, like, there was nothing that was ever official. Like I don't feel like nobody could be like, oh, you cheated on me or anything, because there was nothing ever really grounded in reality, if that makes sense. It was all just a thought. But I'm getting this overall energy of now it's just kind of like, well, I like you and I'm starting to see you with other people and vice versa. It's an energy of both. And it's just kind of like, wait, well, now I feel jealous. Now I feel like some ownership, some possessiveness over you. And I know that we're not official. And I know it's not grounded in anything, but like, what's up? What are you trying to do? And just that negotiation. But there's still other people in the mix with the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups here. I feel like this is multiple energies, and this could come from you. For some of you guys, this other situation can involve friends where you want it, where you just don't want to be in a position where you have to pick between your friends and like a relationship, you know, like, and I feel like the all-consumingness of this next partnership has jeopardized your relationship. For some of you, I feel like you started this relationship and then your friends just kind of like were like, oh, you just left us, you just forgot about us. And so you backed off of the relationship and this person was kind of left out in the cold. For some of you, not for all of you, but there's just an energy here of a lot of people. There's too many cooks there's too many cooks in the kitchen, okay? And it's throwing off the groove of the situation. It's throwing off the vibe. And with the Devil card and the Hangman, I'm just imagining that there was a lack of, again, Two of Pentacles, there's a lack of making a decision. There's a pro and cons. It's not going anywhere. It's just like, well, what do I do? Do I want to stay? Do I want to go? It's just this back and forth swimming. You know, Pisces is a mutable sign too. So you're just back and forth swimming, trying to see where it is that you're going to end up next. And you don't know. And you don't know where this connection is going to end up next. Some of you guys have felt feelings with the Queen of Swords and you want to communicate your feelings that you feel now. And it's in a very aggressive way, which I think is really adorable. But we have the Page of Cups, the Nine of Cups to the Wheel of Fortune in the World. So there's a lot of wish fulfillment. For some of you, depending on where this hits you and where this meets, there's just a new cycle coming in completely. You might really be meeting somebody new. It's whatever you've been trying to manifest. If you've been trying to manifest a specific person, then it'll be that person who comes back. If you've been trying to manifest someone new, then it's going to be someone new. For some of you guys, this is a child. Like if you were trying to manifest a child, if you wanted a kid, and it might be by manifestation. Maybe for some of you, I just heard an adoption goes through. So congratulations on that. I know that that's expensive and it takes a long time and you're helping. So congratulations and I wish you the best. But regardless of how it's affecting you, there is a chapter in a cycle that's closing and it's leading you to something new. It's leading you to new opportunities. A lot of you guys, this is going to resonate on a love level, okay? With the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the King of Cups. Sixes here could be really important. Some of you guys could be born in June. You could be dealing with a Cancer or a Gemini. Both of them, both energies are being represented here. So you could be dealing with the Cancer Gemini cusp. All right. So that's the end of June. But I'm imagining if you've been dealing with someone who's been in and out, there is going to be a balance here. And like I said, depending on how this hits you, for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is new. I feel like this might be a newer energy. Like I said, there's a lot of energies that there's a lot of weighing of pros and cons, Sagittarius. So for some of you, you're dealing with a Virgo. Or somebody with dominant Virgo placements from your past, so you had a falling out with, they're going to come back to heal that situation. You're going to be meeting somebody new, Gemini, Cancer, right? Energy, somebody who's loving, but also very talkative, communicative. Gemini and Sagittarius is a very compatible mix. So you could be coming into somebody who meets you intellectually, who you have a lot of fun with, but they might be just equally as flighty as you are. Again, another mutable sign. So maybe they give you the fun, but they don't give you the stability, right? And so you're kind of stuck between those two things and you're not necessarily sure which one resonates with you more. But with the Queen of Pentacles being here at the bottom of the deck, Sagittarius, I'm imagining that there's the longing here for some sort of stability, right? But we have the Knight of Wands, which just completely contradicts what I just said about stability, which is exactly where you are. Like you want stability, but at the same time, you don't want to give up any of your freedom. Not rocket science, right? What's that card that just came out? Yeah, the Knight of Wands. We got the 4 of Cups and the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Let's get one more card. Yeah. There's so many opposing energies in this reading. This is a really interesting, it's not even a love triangle, it's like a love web, right? It's literally, I'm not gonna say it. I was like, it's R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet, where everybody was just doing everybody. Not that I think that it's nasty, you know, it's a cesspool in that way, but there's just so many names, everything's so interconnected. It really is kind of like high drama, if that makes sense. But I just feel like because this happened in a social circle that was already existing, like you might have fallen for somebody, one of your friends or something, you know, it's just one of those situations. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you can't control it. Wasn't anything personal, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Gotta live life. But there is a sadness here about some sort of flightiness. But I do feel like there's a walking away. There's just been a huge Sagittarius, I just feel like you're really looking forward to the future. Like you want something a lot more stable and solid. You're just really scared about getting bored. But you're right now, you're longing for a sense of belonging, if that makes sense. You want somebody to come home to. And I feel like there was an energy here, and it's opposite. It's funny because I just feel like there was an energy here with an earth sign that you had to, or an air sign. You have to take it how it either earth, air, okay? But there's somebody here that you had to walk away from in order to get to the stability, but they offer 2 separate experiences. And so that's why it's been so difficult and which one to pick, because it's like, I don't want to give up one for the other, but you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? But I do feel like there's a need to walk away from your feeling of stagnation. You don't want to feel stagnant anymore. You don't want to feel stuck because of your lack of decision making. You have nothing, if that makes sense. Because you don't have anything, you don't have nothing because you've committed to nothing. And I feel like that is a fear that's kind of driving you right now. Some of you could be connecting with a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, again with the Gemini energy. But I'm just imagining that there's having to walk away from one party in order to walk towards another. The King of Pentacles. If you're dealing with somebody and you're scared that they're going to be boring, it's kind of what I'm hearing. Like they just kind of like, they're real dry. They're really focused on work. You just think that your priorities are different. There's more to them that meets the eye. They come off that way. And they are very practical, but they are a lot of fun, and they like that, and they want you to bring them out. They want you to step them out of their comfort zone. I feel like, so if you're scared about the person being too boring, give it a try. I feel like there's a lot more to them that meets the eye, and they know that, and they're just waiting to show you, but you haven't given them the time of day because you've been focused your attention, elsewhere. So, you know what you're trying to do about that. But this person is just kind of like, I am ready when you are. Ace of Pentacles. I want to offer you some sort of stability, long-term stability, okay? For others of you, if you came to this reading and you're still here, right, and this is about work, I do sense a really good upswing in work. So this will be a good time for promotions and all the other stuff. Raise. I know that a lot of people are getting their reviews, but expect some sort of significant raise or praise, specifically if you're working under an earth sign or a water sign. Excuse me. Keep pulling my hair. All right, 3 of Cups, Page of Swords. All right. Some of you guys could be being watched by a water sign or just somebody who is really, really sensitive from your friend group. Excuse me. We got double 7s. So 7s could be important for you. 7s, 6s, 7s. Ouch. Okay. So I feel like this is going to sound kind of crazy, Sagittarius, but I feel like there's some sort of hierarchy or some sort of power struggle in a friend group. I feel like there's just a lot of envy surrounding you, and it might be because of this relationship. Again, for some of you guys, you have some hateration, holleration ass friends because you're stepping into a relationship and they've been so comfortable with you being single that now they're really kind of upset, and they preferred you with this kind of negative energy because they still had access to you, because it was always so up and down. But now that you're stepping into somebody who's more stable, your attention is elsewhere, and so it's causing a lot of envy in your friend group, and it's just because you're starting to stand out, and you might even be receiving a lot of attention as you're walking out with the Empress here. You're just very attractive, and particularly if your money's good, your men are good, you know, your problems are like right. Be careful about who it is that you are telling this particular issue to, because one of your friends who I feel like you've had since childhood, one of your childhood friends, they're very, very envious because they're like, you're juggling a whole bunch of people and they're just like, I can't even get one. So they're really kind of giving you bad advice on purpose. So petty, but they're giving you some bad advice on purpose, and it is kind of out of jealousy here, and also out of possessiveness, because they feel like you're going to be moving forward, and they know that they can't offer you what it is that what you're looking for in a more intimate relationship. So that's where a lot of situations are coming from. But keep looking forward. I'm imagining that there's a lot of forward movement with you, Sagittarius. You're just so focused on the future. You're so focused on like your 5-year plan. For some of you, your 3-year plan. You're really focused on, where am I going to be in 3 years? What am I going to be doing? What is my life going to look like? You're at a very specific crossroads where you want to leave some stuff behind that's been causing you anguish, but you're ready for completely new. So some of you guys are doing a royal flush, a flush of friends, a flush of jobs. You're applying to new jobs. You want to change. You want to move. Like, you physically want to relocate. And it might come with the cost of a masculine energy. Could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But I just feel like there's a lot of movement here. A lot of quick movement. With the Two of Wands here, you're just focused on the future, but still lingering on the past. Okay, so that is the Two of Pentacles energy too. I just feel like this is on all fronts. Oops, excuse me, I forgot. There's a lot of options for you here, Sagittarius. This is complete Two of Pentacles. That's why it was the first card that we saw, because it's just like, you know that you have to invest in something. You have to invest in the future that it is that you want. And now's the time to start doing that. You know, I feel like some of you, not that I even think that you're much older or anything, but some of you just woke up and you're just like, I'm not going to be young forever. And if I'm not going to be young forever, then I need to start making some decisions for my now. I can't be stuck in this situation that I'm in right now. And so you're really thinking and contemplating about where to put your foot down. But I feel like you have so many different energies coming from you from so many different directions that has been quite the conundrum and quite the issue when it's come to making your decisions. But we got the Nine of Wands here, the Chariot and the Sun card. So do not fret. Keep hanging in there. Keep fighting for what you want. Now's not the time for you to give up because you have to make a decision, right? Not making a decision is a decision. That has been the theme of all of my personal readings, you know, lately. I'm just like, not making a decision is a decision. And indecision leads to corrosion. It leads to being upset. It leads to being like, fuck, I did nothing. I did nothing. And so I don't feel like you want to stay there. And I don't even feel like that's your energy, but that's just where you are right now with the Hangman and the Devil that we saw. It's just a matter of indecision, but it has to deal with your perspective changing, you opening up, and you also grounding yourself with the Warrior. It's time to put on your Warrior mask and charge towards that goal. But there are some bruises. There are going to be some people that are coming for you in that mix, just because it's hard to see people move on, especially when you have like a childhood friend or something and they considered you to be an equal, and then all of a sudden you're not equal anymore. Your conversation's different. They're complaining about dating and you're like, you know, I can't relate anymore. I'm very happy in my relationship. I would love to sit and kiki about how awful men are, but I really found a nice one. Or I would love to sit and talk mess and drag women all day, but like, I found a really good woman. And so there's that. That's why I'm just like, there's a complete structure change. I would not be surprised if I see the Tower moment in this next shuffle, because there's just been a complete reordering and restructure for what it is that you want. The Eight of Pentacles, and again a refocus, and I feel like this has to deal with the connection that you have entered into. And I feel like that's, and this Sagittarius, this is going to be for you to decide, because I feel like the energy of this person, particularly if you're connected with an earth sign or someone with really strong earth placements, they are changing you. You've changed because they've made you reprioritize. They made you relook at things. Like I said, it's been a shift in perspective. And so your friends are just like, you're not who you used to be anymore. It's up to you to decide if you like the person that you're becoming, who this person makes you. Because they're the type to stay in. You used to be out, popping, out, you know, boop, 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 boots and cats and boots and cats. And now you're nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? You've just kind of disappeared. You've gotten sucked into this relationship, or you're about to get sucked into that relationship. And I feel like that's where you, going back to the beginning of this reading, is like my freedom. I feel my freedom slipping away. I'm happy here because I want stability, but at the same time, I don't know how to balance my need for speed, right? I don't know how to balance my Sagittariusness and my going outness and my outgoingness, because this person, I feel like they're adventurous, but it's just different from you. So that's what I'm saying. Your friends are bringing it to your attention. Like, you've changed, you're different, you're not the same anymore. And you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm not, but I can't be the same person that I was when I was 12. Like, I'm grown now. Like, I have to start prioritizing. I want children. I want a family. I want a stable relationship. I need stable income. And these are all real things. And you're really focused on that future. And so now you're having to let go of things of the past, but it's not easy because it's coming with some sort of judgment from your friends. We got the Four of Pentacles. I knew it. Four of Pentacles in the Tower. I knew it was going to come out pretty soon. And look how many cards I have left. But like, this is stepping out of your comfort zone. It's releasing all these pentacles. And I feel like you're trying to hold on to your friendships. You're trying to hold on to your non-friendships. You're trying to hold on to people. You're trying to hold on to relationships. You can't have it all. You cannot, this will not stand. You know, you can't hold all of this in and still expect to go on your new journey. You have to leave some of these things behind. You can take a pentacle with you and be fine, right? With the Four of Pentacles. But this is about stepping out of your comfort zone. But with it being paired with the Tower card, you're being ripped out of your comfort zone. And I just feel like such a strong Pentacle energy, which is such an opposition to the fire that you have. But this is a change that I feel like has been somewhat welcome. We do have the Nine of Swords here. I'm going to keep pulling. It's welcome, but it's uncomfortable, right? Because you're not used to it. You're just not used to it, right? The Justice card. And so how do you balance it? How do you balance your stability and your freedom? Right? The Six of Wands. You'll do it effortlessly, right? And I love 6 because 6 represents harmony and balance. So you're just weed whacking. I can say probably by the height of the summer. So I'm thinking June, July, August, you'll start being able to navigate. But some of you guys are not going to talk to this friend. Some of you guys are not going to talk to the social circle that you have now. You feel that this is confirmation for a lot of you. You've just outgrown them just because you don't want to stay in this energy. It's just like, you know, you're here. You're watching tarot. You know what I'm saying? You're spiritual. You've grown. You understand that things are in control. And that's not that you're better than. It's not that you're worse than. It's not that they're less than. It's not even that they're ignorant. It's just that you have a different perspective now than you might have shared with them from childhood. You've grown in a different way than you have. And Sagittarius, you are very spiritual, an extremely spiritual sign, ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. So there's a lot of similarities between the two of you. And I'm very close to my Sagittarius grandmother. Shout out to her. She sees this very spiritual person. And even now, like, her awakening has made her perception change. And so some of you guys, you're still the same bitch, but you're just like, I'm not going to react in the same way that I did before because I have a different set of knowledge, right, than the people that I've been surrounded by. So you might talk to your friend and they'll be like, oh, we should go out. And you're like, oh, I'm not going out. Mercury's in retrograde. And they're just like, oh, you believe in that stuff? You're just like, yeah, I do, actually. Like, I have noticed that when Mercury is in retrograde, shit seems to go crazy. So instead of, you know, forcing something to happen that's not going to happen, I'm going to take my time. And they're not necessarily understanding that yet. I feel like they might come back eventually. Some of them will, some of them won't. But the people that you're encountering next are going to validate those feelings that you have because you've become a new person, right? Right, Judgment card. Your judgment has changed. You've had an enlightenment. Angel Gabriel, right? You've risen from the dead. The 10 of Cups at the bottom here of the deck. And there is judgment for you. It's judgment day for you and your circles, right? Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords. What else can I say? Something has to end in order for you to step into this time of happiness, right? In order for you to get this, where there's abundance and all the other stuff. Some of you guys might experience some betrayal. That Tower moment with that Four of Pentacles, you might be forced out of the relationship. You're going to find out that somebody could have been talking mad smack about you behind your back, specifically about your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? That's real cold. That's real cold. Like, they seem like they were super supportive of you and of it, but behind your back, they've been talking mad trash. But the thing about it is, like, it has helped you. You're that's what I'm saying. You're different. You view things different. You're happier. You're lighter. So you're just kind of like, how could you insult the very thing, me coming into my sense of spirituality? How could you insult that? If you wanted me to be happy, I'm happier. And this isn't a facade. This isn't a phase. I really feel like I'm stepping back into myself. But this person just refuses to understand that. And it's caused a lot of friction. So be prepared, but understand that you've outgrown the situation with the Ten of Swords. It's okay to let it go because you're stepping into a more fitting relationship, more fitting set of circumstances. For others of you, I'm getting that, like, you know, you've had a whole bunch of single friends. Now that you're going to be in this relationship and everything, you're going to meet more married people. So again, your conversation is going to enter. You're going to meet people who've been in long-term connections. You're going to meet people who need girls' night because they've been in these relationships with kids and all the other stuff. So you'll notice how you're shifting. You'll notice how your circle's shifting. So don't be afraid to let go of these past. Don't be afraid to let go of your inhibitions, because Spirit has something very beautiful in store for you with this Judgment card after the Ten of Swords. So it can be a painful ending to a beautiful beginning. Ten of Cups. Do not hesitate. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be brought to the forefront. Woo, Matrix. Card fell from the back. So we got the Empress, the Emperor here. Excuse me. The Three of Swords, the Hierophant. Strong Taurus energy right now. Three of Swords, the Hierophant. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Emperor. This is really specific. I feel like some of you are having to sever ties specifically with, like, I'm hearing AKA or sorority. I heard specifically AKAs. But it could be any sorority, any old structure. But I feel like that's where a lot of the source of anxiety is coming from, because you've been hanging with these people since childhood, since college, you know, and now things have changed. And if it's not any type of sorority, again, it just goes back to an already existing structure that has to end. And it to me, I'm getting strong feminine energy. It's been, again, it's been started because there's an envy and a jealousy for this Emperor, for this passion that's coming in for you. But there's also a new beginning for you to take control of your own existence, right? And to run your own empire instead of letting this person who probably had a lot of control in the past continue to dictate what your relationship should look like and what you expect from your relationships. That's just not the case. I'm just imagining that some of you are like, hey, listen, now you're trying to, listen, you're not going to boss me. I never let anybody boss me. Now you're trying to boss me. No, you're not going to boss me either. And so you're having to sever those ties from that pre-existing structure. Some of you guys, this could be your mother. Your mother doesn't care for the person that you're coming into contact with. But I'm just imagining that there's just a really strong energy that you gave a lot of credence to, somebody that you value their word, you value their opinion, you don't want to upset them, but it's just come to the point where, like, they really loved you because they felt like you guys, misery loves company. They felt like you guys would be single forever. They probably said that. They're like, oh my God, if we don't find anybody, then we should get married and all this other, you know, we should get married. Why can't we just be together? You know, jokingly, if that makes sense. But it got to the point where, like, you found that person, you know, you didn't make it to whatever age that you set, and now you found that person, so you don't have to marry them. They're still single, you know, and so they're mad. And that's that. You know, it happens sometimes. Page of Pentacles. I'm just hearing some of you guys to focus on your studies, focus on your coin. Right, we have the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull some more cards. The Page of Wands. So some of you guys could get a message, receive a message, maybe from somewhere that you've been before, where that you would have to return with the Four of Wands, but you could receive some sort of proposal about a passion project. It might not be a whole lot of money, but it might be able to get you through. Because I am imagining that there is some sort of financial strain here, some sort of financial hardships where you're a little tight. I feel like you might have had to pay money that you weren't expecting. Sorry, didn't mean to. Right. I just got something. This is real crazy. One more card, please. One more card. The Six of Swords. Okay. All right. So I feel like this is another masculine energy, and I feel like this is a person that you work with. Okay, so this is stressful. If this resonates with you, I'm stressed. Some of you guys are tight on money, and so you're looking for some sort of job or some sort of income, and you might already have a job, but you're going through your boss, right? So you're asking your boss, this King of Wands character, you're being on your best Queen of Wands, Rihanna shit. You're like, hey, I need some help. I'm low on funds. Can I pick some more hours up? And they're just like, yeah. But I feel like they're giving you some sort of ultimatum. I feel like they're like, yeah, you can do it, but they like you. They're flirting with you, and they also notice that you're with somebody else, and so they're trying to dig about flirting with you. Like, they're just like, you can get some more hours if you let me buy you a drink, you know, something. I know that that's real Harvey Weinstein, real nasty, you know, but I'm getting that energy that it's causing some conflict. But I hate saying it like this, but you need the money or you need the opportunity, but it's coming at some sort of they made it sexual. Now here's the thing, I'm not sure if this is gross. You might be attracted to this person. You might have been attracted to this person. For some of you, this is really crazy. I feel like this is a small portion. I feel like this was somebody that you worked with. They were a co-worker, and then they got promoted, and now they're your higher up, and you guys were really flirty. Then they got a promotion, then they started focusing on their work, and now you're coming to them as, you know, someone else, and like you were friends and all that other stuff, but now they're trying to rekindle the relationship. They let it go because they didn't want to be awkward, but they're still super attracted to you, and now they notice that you're with somebody else. Okay, like there's just so much happening right now, and so now they want to come back, and they're kind of holding your financial strain over you in order to get this attention that they're seeking. Who wants to deal with that? And I feel like this is in addition to your friend group. This is in addition to the other person that you were talking to, that ex from your past, in addition to the person that you are trying to like, that you most likely will be in a long-term committed relationship with, if not marriage itself. So, you know, understand that the High Priestess is here. Follow your intuition. You have a lot of power. Don't be ever afraid to call on divine to help you through this and navigate this process. With the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you'll be able to overcome this conflict and situation. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Be honest. Now, I'm not saying, okay, so take this with a grain of salt, right? I feel like you can handle it, Sagittarius, okay? I feel like you can handle this situation yourself. If you feel like you have to bring other people in, you have to bring in the big dogs, if you will, you want to file reports and all the other stuff, so be it. I would never tell you to silence yourself, but for the most part, I don't feel like you have to cause a whole bunch of outside friction with what's already happening with paperwork and HR. This is somebody who I feel like is respectable enough for you to be like, look, I'm really happy in this next relationship. I understand. I was like, we had our time. It didn't work out. Listen, if you're not going to give me the raise, then, you know, then so be it. But like I said, for a lot of you guys, you want to leave this work situation anyway. This is just one of those, another thing that you're just like, oh, of course I have to leave. Just because this King of Wands is very, they're passionate, and they're going to keep trying. And that just pisses me off because, and they might be another Sagittarius too, or a Leo, fire sign, but I'm just getting that, like, they had the opportunity, and now that you're in a relationship, now they're coming back, and they're trying to flex the power that they have, exert this power over you to help force your hand in the decision, but you're ready to go. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. So take it with a grain of salt, right? You know, if it is bad and this is something, then make sure that you file your report. Don't be afraid to silence yourself. I'm just one of those people where, like, you know, listen, I'm like, sometimes these hands can handle what HR can't. You know what I'm saying? So, but take it with a grain of salt. I'm a Mars dominant person, but yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I just imagine that there's going to be a lot of eye rolling. I just see a lot of, like, you know, like, oh, you look nice today. And you're like, like, I'm doing this overtime. I'm here with you because I need to be here with you. And you're taking advantage of the situation. I'm not getting anything violent. Like, I'm not getting assault. Like, they're going to go out of their way. But it's just, they're just flirty. Okay. So take that as you will. So finally, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Moon card, the Four of Swords. Wow. The Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, excuse me, the Death card, the Ten of Wands, and we end here with your energy of the Temperance card. So, moving towards stability, moving towards work. I just feel like, yeah, your subconscious is really nagging at you to hunker down somewhere. It really wants you to settle. Sagittarius, and I feel like you want to, but you're fighting it, right? You're meditating about the situation, the three of swords here. You know it's time to make a decision. It's time to shit or get off the pot, but you're really blocking off this love that you have for this person because you know that it's going to change your life as you know it. You know, you've already started this process. You know, your friends have been acting shady. Your boss has been acting weird. Like, there's just so much happening that's coming in light of this connection because it's such a new experience for you. This is an entirely new chapter, something that you've never experienced before, which that adventure excites you, but you know now you're responsible for someone else's heart, desires, feelings, you know, and that seems like it's too much. But I feel like this person is very respectable for you. But we have an ending to all this luggage. It's really setting you up for this next chapter of your life where you can be in more charge of it. I know that it seems like you're losing a part of your freedom and getting it for someone else, but you're not going to be answering to your sore wars if that spoke to you. You're not going to be answering to your friend group all the time. You know, like you're finally going to be able to move away. You know, if family has been bogging you down, you're going to transform and step into this period of peace and elevation, achievement. All right, some of you guys could be receiving some sort of raise, and this raise or promotion will cause you to travel and move. You know, it's really good luck, good Jupiter energy I'm getting for you, being in alignment with your ruling planet. But there is a need to be grounded here, you know, with balance. Don't be afraid of your emotion. Know how this card, one foot is on the ground and one foot is in the water. You know, this is the Sagittarius energy. It's mutable. You're both. You can do both. Don't sell yourself short, all right? And I feel like, again, if you're dealing with an earth person, an earth sign, or just somebody who comes off really, really grounded, really, really boring. They're not that boring. They really do have adventure. They just want to impress you with the things that they've had and the things they've been able to accomplish. But the thing is they have a lot. I'm hearing they have a lot of money in reserve, like a lot more. They're quiet about their funds, but they're actually really well off because they care about that. I mean, I'm getting strong Taurus, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy. So that's all the earth signs. I'm sorry, but they're good at saving. They're good at saving money, and they have a lot of money that they want to save and splurge. And they will. They want to travel and do all the other stuff. But they like you because you're like that, and they feel like they're not naturally that way, but they want to be. So it's a real kind of interesting connection that you have going on. You got to give yourself more credit for being a little bit more grounded than you give yourself credit for. And then that was a loop, but you know what I'm saying. And this person, it's time for them to step out of their comfort zone, and so you guys are helping each other on that front. So that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. Really, really great energy. I'm going to be pulling your oracles. Quite a few messages that came through. Really watch out for that friend group. And when I say watch out, just keep your ears open for that signal, the bat signal that you're waiting for okay, this is the confirmation that I can leave this friendship, because I really feel like there's somebody in your loop, in your mix, who is not giving you the most sound advice, because they thought that you were going to be single with them forever. So we got sad embrace, follow the leader, and peaks of joy. Okay, so there is a sadness here. We saw the 5 of Cups to the 8 of Cups and all the other stuff in the reading, because, you know, who wants to hear that, like, your childhood friend, your soror, your friendship group, you know, is not as happy for you as you would be for them if the shoe was on the other foot. But sometimes people just are not meant. Some people are in your life for a reason. Some people meant for your life for a season. Okay, this is one of those seasonal people that stayed through a few. That's fine. But now it's time for you to follow the guidance of spirit and continue down this path in this new journey, so you can get to your own sense of joy without it being based upon these feelings and judgments of other people. You have enough sense to come to these conclusions your damn self, and you're going to be happy doing it with somebody who you genuinely care for. and who genuinely cares for you. And I just get like there's a sense of completion. Excuse me, I'm being called to the Four of Wands here, which is about marriage, stability, homecoming, and could be possibly, for some of you, it could be a twin flame. So we have Virgo, a time to give rather than take. There's the Virgo energy. And I feel like that has to deal with, right. And then we got bring love into the situation with Aquarius energy. I feel like this has to deal with your loving connection, the romantic side of this. It's time to give to this person, right? They've been giving you everything. Now it's time for you to get out of that Two of Pentacles and start making a decision about moving towards your stability and bringing love into the situation so you both can, right, pour that water bearer into it, put emotions into it, start understanding that there's a new normal. Your new normal, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at. That might be the name of this reading. It's a new normal that you're working towards, Sagittarius, and that's very powerful, and it's accepting. It's just different, okay? It's just different. But you, of all people, being a mutable energy, should be able to adapt, okay? So the energy is gaining momentum, picking up speed. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. So some of you guys are certainly dealing with Capricornian energy, Saturn, or this person has strong Capricorn placements. And then we have a fiery climax approaches. I was just talking, maybe it was me and my sister were just talking about Zoe Kravitz and her husband who she just married. She's Sagittarius and he's a Capricorn. So really, and a Cancer moon. So his energy fits in this. Shout out if the chances of Zoe Kravitz seeing this video. But but it can work. You know, that type of connection can work. It's just built on communication and respect. So if you want some sort of stability, I feel like now is your chance, right? And if you don't, and that's fine if you don't make that decision, but this opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I don't feel like this person, I feel like this person is a catch and they're a good person. And if you don't hop on it, Sagittarius, I feel like they will float and they will find someone else just because they want stability. They want marriage. So if you let them go by the wayside, they're going to get married. They want to marry you right now, but if you don't want to marry them, they will keep it pushing. You know, they're not tied to this, which they shouldn't. Like, they don't have to sit and sniff up your ass for the rest of the days. I'm saying it like that so you know. So if you want to choose your friends and be with bitter Betty for the rest of your life, then that's fine too. That's your choice. But I feel like with this reading coming out the way it did, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, why did I do that? And just a fiery climax approaches. And so I'm just imagining everything coming to a head, everything coming to a boil. Like I said, your work, your relationships, your life, your friends, your family home, all that other stuff, which isn't bad. It's just a tower moment for you to release those 4 pentacles. Between worlds, there's changes here. We got the number 3. So between worlds, you're stepping out of the darkness into this really radiant, being crowned, right? This flamingo has a crown on it. You're stepping into that bright, colorful personality. I don't think that you realize how much the energies that you were hanging out with were actually affecting you and warping your thought. You really let that person influence you greatly. And it could just be because when you met them, I feel like there was a mentoring perspective, or you always just admired them because they seemed more grounded than you were. So you always took their word for fact, which is fine. But at this point, it's just not agreeing with what it is that you want. Never ending story. And I'm also seeing this time here. The time is ticking. We have 37 there, which gets us to 10, which is the completion of a cycle. And then we have chaos and conflict. I feel one more. Oops. A few more came out. Here and now. So we got never-ending story, chaos and conflict. I think this speaks for itself. Like it is. It's always a back and forth. It's always something. Now all of a sudden this person's gonna be bringing up shit from freaking 2002, where you're like, I don't even remember that. Like, what are you talking about? But they just want to stick it to you before you leave because they understand that you have moved on and they feel left out and behind. And it might come from multiple people. And it's headed up by, there's one mean girl. There's one mean girl, but the 2 other people on their side, the 3 of Cups, might be too. So just be prepared. But look at this. We have not for you and time to go. It's time to go. That Viola Davis meme where she grabs her bag and just walks out. You know, that is you, Sagittarius, leaving the situation for the better and walking towards something more sensible to what it is that you actually want. I looked up and I saw 4422, okay? It's also a song. 4422, you build it up to break it halfway through. Look at that song. It's by Drake and Sampo. That's one of my favorite songs because it's my birthday backwards, but there we go. We got regeneration. So very scorpionic energy, very Plutonian energy, and this is exactly what I'm saying. There's a transformation. This is, you're stepping into a new normal. You're recalibrating yourself, and other people are just not going to be able to handle that. And notice all that lava, all that fire, it's burning, it's scorching earth. You've had to scorch the foundation in which you've laid in order to start this tree and for it to build from scratch. You know, this is the most fertile that this tree will ever be. After the first part, you know, when you learn about all the rocks and progression of all that other stuff, this is the freshest, the most I heard volatile, but that's not the word I wanted to use, most fertile that this land will be right after the fresh scorching of everything. So you're at a completely new start. You're completely at the full, and you're embracing this new part of your journey. So embrace it. Let the people go by the wayside who are not for you. Again, I'm being drawn to the number 6. And I feel like this one, what's this? So we got 46 and 45 and 33, which gets us to 6. So this is all about balance and harmony. But in order to get to that balance, you have to go through chaos and conflict first, is what I'm hearing, okay? And just go through it. And I mean, Sagittarius, you love a good story, so I'm imagining that there was probably a lot more laughing. Like if I did this reading for Virgos, they would be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. You were like, I knew it. Like you're ready to come in there guns blazing. You were like, I knew that bitch was talking shit. Can't wait to see her on fucking bingo on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys are coming in guns blazing. I love it. All right, so we got Polar Bear, Mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. I couldn't think of a more perfect card. There are challenges that are coming towards you, but you are the archer, Sagittarius. You come in arrows blazing. Okay, now's not the time I don't think that this would be a time for you to stop, but they're really about to hear an earful, but they started it. Sorry, you started it. So, but you will finish it, right? So have faith when you face adversity. Don't think that God is casting you out. This is just to force you to know that these people are not for you anymore. They were at one point in time, but you change. You want new things. So you're expecting new experiences. That is completely okay. Completely. So just embrace it, all right? Elephant, greatness. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem, all right? You will naturally and easily achieve success. And that is the issue. And I love the elephant imagery because it's so big. You're big, right? This is a big energy. This is a big transition. This is a big movement, okay? And so you get to stomp over this issue, okay? And be confident in that. Be confident in the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained. And again, your spirituality, especially if you're dealing with people who are haters. I'm biased, right? I'm real spiritual, but I'm Pisces, so I'm like, so, but if they are coming for your newfound faith and you stepping into this new energy, then like, you know better with the elephant here. You've collected wisdom. And so you're able to move forward and lead a new group of people, but you're going to be meeting more like-minded people. I would place money that my April reading for you guys is going to be about all these new people that you're about to meet. We'll see if I remember that, but I would literally bet money that April is going to be a really fertile time for you. Spring, it's going to bring in a lot of new energies, a lot of new friends, just because some of you are going to be physically moving or starting that move, or you're going to be incorporating yourself into this person, this earth signs that I'm getting, this grounded energy. You're going to be incorporating yourself into their life more, and that inherently is going to bring in new friends. And again, new friends in relationships and similar to what you have going on right now. And then we got Hawk, Messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. This is one of them. All right. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on your Focus on your priorities and eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions. One more time. Eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. And we ended on the Sagittarius card, and that's all about ascension. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Let your wings soar, Sagittarius. You have to let go of these things that are keeping you back because it's just not serving you anymore. I'm trying to think of like a good. It's just like, you know, when you're growing up, you cannot continue stuffing your foot into a size 5 shoe when you're now a size 8. That's not how that works. You got to go ahead and get new shoes. Go ahead and get new shoes. You know, it's a new normal. So that is what I got for you, Sagittarius. Again, please do not forget to check out that description box below on information how to book a personal reading with me. Follow me on Follow me on Instagram if that so interests you. Again, thank you so much for your patience and your continued support, Sagittarius. And peace and love until next time. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.